So my issue in sport and religion is dealing more with spirituality and religion, and I'm looking at the example of ultra running. I'm looking at, in particular, how the high demands of physical activity, how is it logically that when your physical body is pushed to such a point that you'll keep going regardless, even though your body might be screaming and telling you to stop. So I'm looking at ultra running. So for people who don't know, I put a little definition there. Ultra running is long distance running. And this is a quote from one of the runners that he's a really famous runner for ultra running. And he says, I just run. I run into a void, or maybe I should put it the other way. I run in order to acquire a void. What I mean is the kind of thoughts and ideas that invade my emotions as I run remain subordinate to that void. So to me, it sounds like they're getting themselves into a different mental state and ignoring what they're physically doing, because to focus on that would make it that much more challenging. So I searched up the hardest ultra running race to just give an idea of how physically taxing it can be. The hardest ultra running race belongs to Badwater Ultra Marathon, where participants climb 19,000 feet through 135 miles of desert. It's in the hottest place on earth. Competitors try to run on the white line in the middle of the road to keep their shoes from melting in the 120-degree heat. So I have a couple of pictures from the competition there. And I looked at work that was published on associative and dissociative cognitive exercises, and it gives a possible explanation as to why people still continue to do ultra running. The study focuses on a running group that uses mental association with the task of running with no positive self-talk. So as they're running, they're focusing on nothing but the running, versus another group that use disassociation and their mind is elsewhere while they're running and they're allowed to do positive self-talk. So we learned that the people that were doing the positive self-talk and disassociating were able to last longer and run harder. So it's not necessarily that people are focused on the task specifically that makes them want to do ultra running, but it's that it allows their mind to go elsewhere while they can push their body to their full potential. And so on this slide, I'm focusing on how is it that this flow state enables a person to take place in such. How is it that this flow state allows a person to do such extreme running? So I looked at a quote from Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, the one writer we looked at in class that focuses on flow. He states that a person's skill set has to be at the level of the demands of the activity, and the activity has to have clear goals and give feedback quickly. He writes specifically, flow produces harmony within the self. Attention can be invested totally in the activity at hand, and this produces that merging of activity and awareness that creates focus because they can't put their attention towards anything else. Then I also found work published by Paolo Ingarelli that highlights that flow pushes a person to improve themselves, so it pushes their body's potential. So not only does this physical activity allow your mental state to, enter into that state of flow, but this extreme activity and this state of flow pushes you to do even more than you thought you could in the first place. They can challenge their pace on their runs, or they can try to challenge the time it takes for them to complete a route. And Ingarelli defines this pushing of a person's potential while in a flow state as transformation of flow. He writes that it strengthens a person's ability to draw upon meaningful experience and use it to marshal new and unexpected psychological resources. And some of the tasks that might interest people while running could be flow, while for other people it could be the idea of competition, so that way they can tap into their state of arete or excellence. For example, I have from our in-class Ellis reading, we conceded that sport can be, and often is, a site of sin. There is a sense in which all the world is broken and sport is no exception, but we have also argued that the competitive reaching out at the heart of sport should be understood as an instantiation of a God-given desire for self-transcendence. So ultra running can allow a person to reach their own form of redemption or restoration by challenging their own potential of themselves within transformation of flow, and allow someone to pass through their current mental state by reaching their state of flow, and even surpass other competitors. So the draw to it is more than just the running itself. It is challenging your own potential, and it is that ability of competition that pushes you forward. And so to conclude, the draw of ultra running is more than running itself. It allows people to reach their own potential through transformation of flow, surpassing other competitors, and reaching a mental state that dissociates away from their current task at hand so that they can test their body's capabilities and really challenge themselves. Thanks. Bye.